A secret communist experiment in the 1950s just created a $1 trillion luxury market, and nobody saw it coming. The Soviet Union tried to prove capitalism wrong. Instead, they accidentally built the blueprint for the world's most expensive brands. But the truth behind this will shock you. Here's what they discovered. First, how a failed economic test became a gold mine. Second, why luxury brands still use this communist playbook today. And third, the hidden project that changed everything. Let me show you exactly how this happened. In 1952, the Soviet government launched something bizarre. They called it the RedSector Economic Pilot Program. The goal? Prove that communist production could beat capitalist luxury. They picked a small region outside Moscow. The plan was simple: create high-quality goods using collective labor, show the world that communism could make better products than the West. They recruited the best craftsmen from across Russia. Watchmakers, leather workers, jewelry makers. These weren't factory workers, they were artists. The government gave them unlimited resources, the finest materials, no cost restrictions, no profit targets, just one mission: make perfect products. Here's the twist. They needed to test if people actually wanted these goods, so they created fake Western brands. They opened secret shops in select cities. Only party members could enter. The products? Identical to what they made in RedSector. Same quality, same craftsmanship, but with French and Italian names on the labels, and people went crazy for them. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Soviet planners discovered something they never expected. People didn't just want good products, they wanted exclusive products. The RedSector factories could make 1,000 perfect watches, but when they limited production to just 50, the demand exploded. Party officials started bribing guards to get access. Black markets formed overnight. People traded cars for handbags, apartments for watches. The communists had accidentally discovered the scarcity principle, the exact same principle luxury brands use today. A Hermès Birkin bag? They make them slow on purpose. Rolex? Waiting lists on purpose. Supreme? Limited drops on purpose. All of this came from a communist experiment trying to prove the opposite. The RedSector reports show something wild. When they made products available to everyone, interest dropped by 70%. When they made the same products, invitation only, interest jumped 300%. The Soviet economists couldn't believe it. They wrote classified reports about this paradox. Those reports? They're now worth millions to marketing professors. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. The RedSector program had another secret weapon. They invented something called heritage storytelling. Every product needed a story, not just any story, a story about craftsmanship, about legacy, about tradition. Sound familiar? That's because every luxury brand today does the exact same thing. Louis Vuitton talks about their 1854 origins. Rolex mentions their Swiss heritage. Chanel tells you about Coco's vision. This came straight from RedSector's playbook. The communist planners understood something deep about human psychology. People don't buy products, they buy identity, they buy status, they buy belonging. So RedSector created elaborate backstories for their test brands. One fake Italian leather company supposedly dated back to Renaissance Florence. Another fake French perfume house claimed connections to Marie Antoinette. None of it was real. All of it worked perfectly. The internal Soviet documents reveal the formula. First, create artificial scarcity. Second, build a heritage narrative. Third, price it beyond normal reach. Fourth, make access feel like privilege. This formula generated waiting lists months long. Remember, this was communist Russia. Nobody had money, but everyone wanted these goods desperately. The program managers reported something shocking. The desire for luxury goods actually increased under communism, not decreased. The harder life got, the more people craved status symbols. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. In 1958, the RedSector program discovered the ultimate secret. They found the exact price point where desire peaks. Not too cheap, not too expensive, right in the uncomfortable middle. They called it the aspiration threshold. Here's how it worked. If a product cost 1 month's salary, nobody bought it. Too expensive. If it cost 1 week's salary, everyone bought it. Too common. But if it cost exactly 3 weeks' salary, magic happened. People saved for it, dreamed about it, talked about it, made sacrifices for it. This specific ratio created maximum desire. And here's the insane part. Luxury brands today use this exact formula. A Louis Vuitton bag costs roughly 3 to 4 weeks' salary for their target customer. A Rolex watch? Same ratio. An iPhone? Same ratio. The RedSector economists had cracked the code of human desire, but they made one critical mistake. They reported their findings to Moscow. The government saw the reports and panicked. This data proved something terrible for communist ideology. It proved that people naturally crave hierarchy. They want to feel special. They want to feel above others. Even in a system designed for equality, humans created inequality through desire. The program was shut down in 1961. All documents were classified. The factory was converted to military production. But the knowledge didn't die, because some of those reports made it to the West. So what does all this mean for us today? Everything you buy has been engineered using RedSector's principles. That limited edition sneaker, artificial scarcity. That craft brewery talking about their grandfather's recipe, heritage storytelling. That course priced at exactly 3 paychecks, aspiration threshold. The entire modern economy runs on communist research about desire. Fashion brands learned that exclusivity matters more than quality. Tech companies learned that waiting lists create more demand than availability. Even restaurants learned that reservations should be harder to get than the food is to make. Think about Supreme. They drop limited quantities every week. People line up for hours, fight over t-shirts, resell them for triple the price. That's pure RedSector methodology. Or look at luxury cars. Ferrari limits production on purpose. Lamborghini makes you wait years. Porsche creates special editions nobody can access. All RedSector tactics. But here's what matters for you. Once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. Every brand trying to make you feel excluded, that's RedSector. Every product claiming rare craftsmanship, that's RedSector. Every price point that feels just out of reach, that's RedSector. You're not actually buying products anymore. You're buying engineered desire. Companies spend billions studying how to make you want things you don't need, and it all traces back to a communist experiment that was supposed to prove the opposite. The irony is almost poetic. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. Some of the original RedSector craftsmen escaped to the West. They brought their skills with them, and they got hired by the biggest luxury brands in Europe. According to declassified interviews, at least 12 former RedSector workers ended up at major fashion houses in Paris and Milan. They brought the techniques, the quality standards, the production secrets. One reportedly helped design Hermès' manufacturing process. Another allegedly consulted for Cartier. Their names were changed, their backgrounds were hidden, but their influence shaped the entire luxury industry. The communist experiment didn't just discover how luxury works, it literally built the luxury system we have today. The trillion-dollar market didn't happen by accident. It happened because some of the world's best craftsmen learned their trade under a system that ironically gave them unlimited resources to perfect their skills. They took communist methods and made them capitalist profits. The RedSector program failed as propaganda, but it succeeded as the greatest business case study ever created. If this opened your eyes to how the system really works, you need to hear what comes next. Let me recap what we just uncovered. A Soviet experiment accidentally created the luxury blueprint. Artificial scarcity drives desire more than quality. Heritage, storytelling sells products better than features. And the aspiration threshold controls exactly how much you're willing to pay. This changes everything about how you see marketing. If you want to dive deeper into how economics shapes your daily choices, hit subscribe. I break down the hidden systems that control markets, money, and consumer behavior. Drop a comment telling me which luxury brand surprised you most with these tactics. And here's your next watch. I'm preparing a video on how another failed government program accidentally created the entire tech startup ecosystem. Same pattern, different industry, way bigger money. Click the notification bell so you don't miss it when it drops. The system is bigger than you think, and once you understand it, you'll never look at shopping the same way again. See you in the next one.